Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me this morning. Today, we're going to talk about key performance indicators. And I want to throw some things out there to everyone. Who knows what a key performance indicator is? And there's no right or wrong answer. So throw some ideas out there. I'm going to start volunteering in a few moments. Ms. Hardiman, what do you think a key performance indicator is?
Key performance just would be like a main how do you say, a main purpose for successful performance.
Okay. Something that you would track for a successful performance. Mr. King, what's a key performance indicator? What does it mean to you?
Can you hear me?
I can.
I'm driving, that's why I asked. Ask the question again. I just got on.
What does a key performance indicator mean to you?
Being able to track what you're doing, so you're able to plan people's business.
Okay. And Mr. Porter, what does a key performance indicator mean to you?
I'm great. Key to a performance. I mean, locked in on a certain performance or for a certain situation, just locked in on that certain performance.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys the definition of a key performance indicator. A key performance indicator is a quantifiable, that's the main part, quantifiable number. Everyone you guys kind of beat around it, but I want you to walk away with quantifiable. Quantifiable means that it's able to be checked and challenged and seen to be true. So I think everyone, based on what was going on last night, wants to move to the next level. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, yes. And we do have people that's joining us that is not necessarily in the business, because I teach all over, so they'll be coming to the classroom as well. All right, so the key performance is the quantifiable results that you're looking for. So when I say quantifiable, what I want everyone that's in Legal Shield, I need you to go into your LS Engage, and I need you to find the number that's going to move you to the next level. Take about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, less than a minute to get that done. So you need to go in either, LS Engage, find your number that will move you to the next level.
What number are you talking about, sir?
So if you go into LS Engage and let's say you want to go to Senior Director, there's a number in LS Engage that tells you how far away from Senior Director you actually are. You need to have that number. Write it on a piece of paper. If you want to go Senior Manager, then that number is also in LS Engage. Whatever level you want to go to, that's the number you need to know how far, because if you don't know your number, you don't know what you're trying to hit. So let's get those numbers on paper. Take about a minute. If you're not in Legal Shield and you have a number that you're looking to sell, such as books, I want you to write that number down on a piece of paper as well. If you have another product that you're looking to sell, I want you to have that number written as well. So take less than a minute to get those numbers together. So when you have your number, can you just go ahead and raise your hand in Zoom so I know that you have your number? because that number is our first KPI. Whether it's based on the number of people, whether it's based on a dollar amount, it's your first KPI. See, I told you I was gonna do some work today. So I see Mr. Porter hand up.
I don't know if I did it right, but I got a number.
Okay.
I raised my hand. Okay, raise hand.
Thank
You see my hand?
I see your hand.
Okay.
All right, I see your hands coming up. Mr. Wilson, I know yours is books because that's what you're selling. So you have a number in mind, write it down for what you want, how many books you want to have published, or how many books you want to have sold this month. All right, so everyone should have their number. Go ahead and lower your hands. So let's look at that number. Whatever that number is between you and your thing, that's a true number. That's a quantifiable number that you have. So let's take a calendar, take your calendar, which you should have somewhere nearby, preferably paper, as I've taught over the years. And I want you to divide that number by 4. Whatever that number is, I want you to divide it by 4. 4 being the total of weeks in the month of June. So everybody has their number. And I know some of y'all taking off your shoes and stuff, counting with your fingers, but also, as long as you get that number, I don't care how you get it. All right, everybody should have their number. That is the amount, if you're using dollars, that is the amount that you need to have for that week in sales. That's a key performance indicator. We know that to be true. So I'm going to use this 800 as an example. If you're going to senior director and the number is 800, if you divide that by 4, that means you need to have $200 in sales each week in order to get to that. So that's 200 in sales premium. That's a KPI right there. With that $200, what I want you to do is to divide that number by 5 or by 7, depending upon how many days that you decide to work your business per day. Divide that number by 5 or by 7. Some people don't mind working 7 days a week. Some people want to work 5 days. Divide that number by the number that you want. I usually divide mine by 5. So if you take 200 and you divide it by 5, that means you have to have $40 of premium per day coming into your organization. Are y'all following me so far?
Yes.
Okay, it's making sense. Great. Now keep in mind, this can be you and your team. So don't look at that number as a big, big number. Think about it in terms. So for $40, I'm going to ask Mr. King, how many premiums or how many applications do you need to sell a day to get $40 a day?
I am driving right now, so I can't really look at my
Okay,
my stuff.
but just think about the answer. It's $40. We want to get $40 a day in our organization. How many apps do we need to sell?
$40 if I'm doing the legal shield and the ID shield with family, just one. If I'm doing the legal shield and ID shield with just individual, two.
Okay, great. So we need to either do one full family plan or a legal shield plan. We need to do 2 of them.
Not without the supplement.
Correct, correct, correct. So now if we need to do 1 a day, what we're going to break that down into is, now we're going to change, well, we're going to keep that there, 1 to 2. Now we're going to create another key performance indicator in our organization. How many people do we need to talk to each day to get to that $40? Ms. Hardiman, how many people do you think you need to talk to each day?
At least 10.
Okay, so I want you to take your piece of paper
Mhm.
and I want you to do 4 lines. So we're, in case you don't have a calendar, some people don't have their calendar in front of them. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This is probably the easiest. Just do 4 lines. And on those 4 lines, I want you to put the first day of the week, whatever it is for you. Sunday, Monday, whatever the first day of the week is for you.
Say that again. You want us to do what? You want us to write 4 lines?
4 lines. If you don't have a calendar, write 4 lines. And then whatever the first day of the week is for you. So let's say your first day of the work week for you is Monday. So the first line would be like June the 6th. So you would write 6. The next line would be the 13th, which is the following week. And then the 20th, followed by the 27th. So this is in case you don't have a calendar. If you have a calendar, you can do it. It's already done. So 6, 13, 20, 27. This is for people that don't have calendars.
Gotcha.
Okay. So we know it's 5 days. We need to do that. So now what we need to do is you need to actually go into your phone book or go into where you get your information. And we know that Ms. Hardiman says she wanted to talk to 10 people per day. So if we do 10 times 5, that's 50 people. So now we need to write down those 50 people for the week in blocks of 10. Now I know that sounds crazy. So, but it's how I'm going to write it for you. So I'm going to use ABC. So she said she wanted to talk to 10. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, G, H, I, J. So it'll look something similar to this. I'm using my ABCs. That's her first day. See it?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to block.
Wait. One more again. I'm sorry. One more again.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to put a line here. See? That's A through J. That's her 10 right there. See it?
Got it. Thank you.
So this would be her Monday. Then she's going to start with J on the next column and give 10 more. That would be her Tuesday. And you would do this all the way down your week, all the way every week. So she would have 10 for Monday, 10 for Tuesday, 10 for Wednesday, and she would just keep going across. Now, in key performance indicators, some things you can change because you have to look at the realism of your key performance indicator. So if 10 is a lot, then she might want to break it down to 5. So if she says, okay, 5 is good, that's better for me, that's great, or 10, it could be excellent for Ms. Hardiman. The trick for Ms. Hardiman to get those 10 now is that she has to write those 10 out because that's what she needs to have. So on Sunday, I usually do mine on Sunday. So on Sunday, come into here, write those 10 names out of the people that you want to talk to. Now, also in those 10 names, there could be your follow-ups. So this is why it's very important to use the system like Engage or to use Prospect, because those 10 need to be in the system and you can go in and you can schedule their calls. That's what you're coming up with. So this is now becoming your business plan for the week. You could do this on a weekly basis. You can do this on a monthly basis. Whatever you see that you need to do, that's the way you should do it. With knowing that those 10 names are there, A through J, Ms. Hardiman can now take her calendar and calendar in how long it's going to take her to make those calls. Now, she don't have to make them all at one time. I make mine all at one time because it's just easier to get it done for the day, to call 10 people or 5 people and say, this is what's going on. So you won't feel overwhelmed. Now, keep in mind, since we said that $40 a day is what we need, we now know what we need to be presenting to individuals in order to get that $40. And since they made it sweeter with allowing you to get money or points for recruitment to get to that 200,
Like your shirt.
is
Wow.
make it get to that 200 is actually just as easier. That's why everybody was so excited yesterday. So do we know now how to create our key?
Somebody open the door for me, please.
Do we know now how to create our key performance indicators? Is that making? Go ahead.
Yes, but I didn't realize that so what you speak of is what I do with my calendar. On my calendar, whoever I have for that day is already on my calendar each day. I didn't realize that's what I was doing the whole time.
Yes, it gives you.
I didn't know.
Right, because now you can quantify the results that you're looking for. What a lot of us tend to do is that we just say, okay, well, we need to talk to X amount of people a week, and we don't quantify it. So we have nothing that we're working for. But with the number in front of us, we know what we need to sell per day. And understanding that we need to sell 2 legal plans or one family plan, that helps to ease the pain per day. Now, some people may look at doing 2 a day of selling 2 plans. Some people may look at selling 4 plans. It's up to you in your organization to make that a performance indicator for you. The important part of this, though, is that you have to write this down on a daily basis so that you have the idea of where you're going. That's the really big part, is actually writing it down so you have an idea of exactly where you want to be. Mr. Porter, does that help?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today, since today is the 2nd, I would like everybody, and it's up to you, this is your homework, is to actually write down what your map for the next at least 2 weeks should look like. There should be names beside the letters. There should be follow-ups beside the letters. So that way you can begin building your deck. So roughly, I like Ms. Hardiman because Ms. Hardiman's already on board with it. Ms. Hardiman, how long does it take you to make 10 phone calls in a day?
Well, when I do time blocking.
Great.
So
Yes.
my I designated from 12:30 to 3:30 to get it done.
Ah, I'm in love with Ms. Hardeman. She's a woman after my own heart. Time blocking is a very good thing to come out with for key performance indicators. So this way, at the end of the week, you can have a quantifiable number of what you hit or a quantifiable number of where you need to go better. Take your time block, and I want you to block off that time in your calendar, whether it's 1 hour a day or 3 hours a day. Block it off so it doesn't interfere with your job and it doesn't interfere with your personal life. And that's where the calendaring is so important. So if you actually say, I'm going to call A to J on Monday at 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, you then know that's what your activity should be. If you can't reach, let's say you can't reach D, move D, that name, over to Tuesday, and then you have a schedule to reach to D on Tuesday because you couldn't reach D on the first day. But writing this down and having this readily available to you will help put you on a better track in your business. Are there any questions before I close it out? Because I only said a half an hour. Are there any questions before I close it out?
No, sir.
Where is the recording gonna be so I can look at it later?
I'm going to put it inside the WhatsApp.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Now, when I make my phone calls, if it's a person that I don't get an answer for, sometime I'll move it over to the next day, but then sometime I'll just put it, like I leave some space, in my day that I can, if I have to do a second call, and I will call during that time before I actually move it over to the next day, or and I make an indication in Prospect by Legal Shield, because after I finish a call, it asks me, do I want to put notes in there, and I put the note and set a reminder.
Yes.
And whatever reminder I set, I make sure I put that person's name on that day at that time.
Yes, and that's very imperative that you use your CRM along with this scheduling and blocking and writing everything out. You're already paying for it, so use it to its fullest ability because it will help keep you on track. That's what it's there for, to put the notes in there. Send out the emails to people in there. If you don't hear from Ms. Hardeman, shoot them an email from there as well, saying, "Hey, I tried to reach you." Whatever.
Right. I've done email and text message.
Yes.
And sometimes through the messaging, Yeah.
So you're doing the work.
I'm learning it.
You're doing
I'm
the
learning
work.
it.
I'm glad, everybody. Are there any further questions or concerns? Well, if not, I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes back in your day. I do appreciate you coming to this mini course on figuring out your KPIs. Your walk away from this training is that your KPIs have to be real because they're tangible, quantifiable numbers. So at the end of the week, when we look at you get that weekly report from Prospect, it should almost mirror match what you did. So if you see how numbers, if I look at your Prospect and I see 2 for the week, then obviously there's a tweak that needs to take place. So if you have 10 people a day, that's 50 people a week, your your Prospect should be very close to 50 or above 50, or no lower than 45, which means that you actually put them in, you were working with those people because that's what you're doing. So with that being said, guys, thank you for coming. And I want you guys to have a great day. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions concerning the training. And I look forward to seeing you guys over the top. Have a great day, everybody.
You too.
Bye.